Good evening. I'd like to call the January 21st meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals to order. If I could get the roll call, please.
Vice for budget.
Not yet. A second.
I'll give you a second.
Melissa Mullins-Mishke.
Here.
Dwayne Hogan.
Here.
Glenn Minnick.
Here.
Earl Cunningham.
Here.
Greg Zabala.
Here.
Thank you. If I could please get everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Minnick, would you lead us, please?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I would entertain a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes from December 17th, 2019.
I'll go ahead. I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as written, distributed, and very well put together. Thank you.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Do I have any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none. Motion passed. Are there any petitions this evening that are here represented by legal counsel? No one?
Okay. Hearing none.
Okay, and before we get started on all the petitions, I'm going to ask you, if there's a large group of you remonstrating against a petition, that you have a spokesperson. I'm not going to have 15 people coming up saying exactly the same thing. So if you do not have something new to add, go ahead and talk to your spokesperson and ask them to convey that to the board, please. So with that said, we'll move on to petition number 1, which is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Gregory and Monica Sharmek for an existing accessory structure 48 feet by 11 feet with a 4-foot setback behind the home instead of the minimum 10 feet required. The property is located at 8116 West Orchard Drive, Michigan City, Cool Spring Township, zoned R1A. If petition number 1, are you here and you want to bring your legal work to our attorney, please?
That's when we had a big group for, right?
One of them. Hi. Yeah.
I can see your point. Yes. Here. And it was, according to this petition. Oh, it didn't get it. It was supposed to be rewritten, so do we have to do rewrite the letter makes of? You've been here.
Notice is adequate.
If you would please state your name and address for the record.
Monica Schramik, 8116 Orchard Drive, Michigan City, Indiana, 46360.
Okay, and I know you want to put up an accessory structure, and it's been kind of a long journey for you. So if you want to just give us a brief what you're doing with the accessory structures and give us an update on what your plans are.
Okay, so the structure is already there. We issued the permit before we put it on. So the structure is the carport garage where we keep all our garden accessories, our jet boat, it's all patio furniture. So basically it's already full and used. The whole thing, I think, we already have it like for 2 years, so it's been really useful. I guess that's all what I can say.
If you'd like to have a seat, let's see if we have any remonstrators this evening.
Okay.
Are there any remonstrators for petition number 1?
things that I have.
Is it legal work? I'll have you wait with them until. Is there one for everyone?
Yes.
You can pass those out. I apologize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then if you would please state your name and address for the record.
I am Kim Barden, and we live at 8116 Orchard Drive.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to speak into
I'm
that
sorry,
mic so we can.
8116 Orchard Drive, Michigan. I'm sorry, 8094 West Orchard Drive, Michigan City. We're the adjacent property.
And I apologize, I missed your name.
Kim Barden.
And what are your concerns?
If you look at page 1, the minutes from July 2018, the appearance originally was for a carport with an attached carport with a 4-foot setback issued in error. If you look at picture 1, this is less than obviously the 4-foot original permit, and definitely not 10 like the code states. If you look at the pictures labeled 2 and 3, these are clearly not carports, and what she added is a shed with a roll-up door facing our property. When Monica first started building this carport by her contractor, Bart Pritz, my husband, went out and told her that she couldn't put the building where she originally wanted, and that's picture 4. And Monica told him that those people don't know what they are talking about, and I'm going to put it here. So my husband immediately went up to the courthouse, talked to Janet. She right away came out and had somebody red tag the building. When Don got back home, he went out. Her contractor was telling her that he couldn't touch it because it was red tagged or he would lose his license. And Monica then went up to the courthouse the same exact day, obtained a building permit, and within 24 hours or so, Bart called Tony Hendricks. He came out, did a boundary retracement, which also supposedly showed that our fence of 17 years was now on her property by inches, which is picture 5, but in turn gave her just enough space to put up her barn without blocking her back window. And within 24 hours, the concrete was poured, and days after the building was built. So I guess my question to you is, who in the building commission's office has the authority to grant a permit that was red tagged and grant one that is not within the legal LaPorte County codes? I thought that's what you guys do. These buildings are not carports, and she is in violation of the number of buildings you can have on your property. If you look at the accessory codes for LaPorte County, which is page 2 in your packet, they are interlocked at the roof line, which is also in violation of a code. And if you look at the picture number 6, you can clearly see a second shed on her property. When I called and talked to Mary Ann about the shed being constructed that is attached to this, she told me that you can have as many sheds as you want under 144 square feet on your property. So then I played along with that, and I asked her, so you're telling me I can put multiple sheds attached to one another under 144 feet and make a fence? And she told me, yes, you can. You may be a nuisance to your neighbor, and they may sue you for that, but you can do it. And if you look, she now has the barn exactly where she wanted it originally. So our issue with being where it is we have no idea what she's using it for. She's running a questionable spa business out of her home. We aren't certain if she's added to that or if she's storing items in there that have gas and oil, in which case potentially could start a fire. Being that close to her home, in turn, our deck, causes us concern. Monica's access driveway is on the other side of the property, so every time she uses her barn, she's driving across her leach field. So why she would put it on that side is beyond us. Not only that, we're unable to use and enjoy our deck because of the blinding glare from her roof. If you look at pictures 7, 8, and 9, the glare starts around 10:30 and it goes until sunset. We can't stand in our kitchen without pulling the shades now. Pictures 10 and 11. Not to mention the heat that it's giving off. They have thrown old chairs, a push mower, garbage cans between our fence and barn. That's picture 12. The curb appeal from all sides of our home is now horrendous. if you look at picture 13, and which in turn will most likely lower property value. I've included a letter, which is in there from a homeowner in our subdivision who wanted to be here tonight, couldn't. She has health issues, so she wrote a letter instead showing her concern because they were just here doing the same thing, wanting to build a building. So I guess my only question left is that, looking at the pictures, if it was your home, would you want that building to be there where it is?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do I have any additional remonstrators for petition number 1? Any additional remonstrators for petition number 1?
What is she asking for?
Okay, hearing none, let's see if we have any questions from the board. If you'd like to step back up.
What did Doug say about the boundary lines?
What do you think about the boundary lines on this case?
Do you have, excuse me, do you happen to have the physical survey that was completed on your property with you
The new
that we could look at?
petition, because the new petition.
I know there was some dispute over the property line itself.
Notified it was changed. We don't know what it is.
No.
Thank you. If you want to return to the podium, I'll make sure that it's back to you. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
So it's already built. They're asking for 4 foot instead of the 10 foot, right?
Yes.
If it's already there.
Yes.
So if you say no, you have to take it out.
It'll be different.
Yeah.
What did he say?
There must be 10 feet from the limit, right? I've read this thing, that's, well, if you look at it.
Annie, do we have a printout? So we were notified that there's a rewrite on this petition, number 1, but we don't have it in hand. I know we were emailed it, but do you have a hard copy of the rewrite of the petition?
Right here. They want to be 10 foot.
It is in the packet?
Yeah.
I did see that. You're right.
10 foot is off the front.
It's this. It was deep in our packet.
Off the house. Oh, okay.
4 foot setback behind the home instead of the 10.
That's what this is. No. This, here's not, this ain't even nowhere close. Set back. This was built without being passed, that's the thing. Whole thing is wrong.
Is it okay if I ask you another question?
Yes, please.
A second question, Annie. So there is no question that, according to what we're reading here, they're asking for a 4 foot setback from being behind the home, but the building is actually within the limits. It's 10 feet away from the property line.
No, from property line, I'm sorry. It's 10.5 feet from the...
It's 10.5
10 and
feet,
a
so
half.
there's no question about where it's at that way.
This is
No
The only question is 4 feet from the house. Thank you.
This court case is still pending. I'm gonna find it out. Is this court case still pending?
No, I don't think so.
Is the court case pending still or not? Neither do I.
There's no court case pending at this point.
There's nothing pending court case?
No.
What is the distance that the second structure is it's basically, instead of having a 10-foot setback from the house, you have a negative setback from the house, correct?
Turn your mic on, please.
I apologize.
Negative setback. This is.
Looks to me like you have less than 0 feet
You want to put a pool
from the back of the house with this second addition
About
structure.
the second structure, the small
I'm sorry,
shed.
sir. I'm going to need you to state your name and address for the record, please. Thank
My
you.
name is Gregory Shermick, and my address is 8116 Orchard Drive.
Thank you.
And I wanted to say that the second small structure, it's only like, 70 square feet in size.
Right.
And yes,
Is it
It's
attached
on
to
the side. It's on the side of the house.
Is it? That's my point. It's on the side of the house. Is it
It is on the-
attached to the original structure?
it's not attached, is it?
It's like
It's
about
like-
2. It's almost attached, you could say, because it's
It
like
stands-
2 inches maybe from.
So you can put I'm gonna make sure I get this straight. Yeah.
We wouldn't even know if anybody did that.
You can put a structure in your front yard. You can put a 12 by
It's
2.
less than 144 square feet, we wouldn't even know. You don't need a permit for it.
Okay. And if you attach it to the second one,
Well, it wasn't exactly attached.
Right. It's right by it.
They don't,
Can you turn your mic on, Anne Marie?
You could take that down. Yes. And then there's no. That's what they're asking for. Is that the cable being cut down.
And what was the original red tag for?
The longer building,
Take it down.
Because of the force.
because of the
that it had.
distance behind, right.
Second one. So like this, take that structure, take it down. This one up to 3. Picture 3. It's just. This is the one she said, no permit required to put that there anyway. I know. Well, but the question is that even this one is not 3 feet. Doug. She says you do not need a permit to put this building here. At least she can do that. So if she wants to put this building right here, another right here, she can do that. Under so much square foot. So she can put one there. Yeah. LaPorte. He needs to fix that loophole. What's wrong? Though, I said, when you need a permit to put this here, I know, so does he. So you can put another one right there too.
Do we have additional questions or comments from the board? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Madam President, I would make a motion that we deny the petition for the property at 8611 West Orchard Drive, Michigan City, Indiana. 8611.
8116.
Okay, I apologize.
8111.
16.
I'll second it, Earl.
Are there further questions or concerns of the board? I have one. So we're going to deny the petition. Are you including in your motion that the structure has to be removed?
I'm not including that at this point in time. I'm just making a motion we deny the variance.
How can it stay?
By operational law, it has to be removed. You don't have to put it.
Thank you. Okay, I have a motion and I have a second to deny petition number 1. If there are no further questions or comments, all those in favor of denying petition number 1 say aye.
Aye.
Those in favor of approving petition 1 say aye. Your petition was denied. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second on the agenda tonight is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Timothy M. and Gail E. Lernahan to construct a 36 feet by 48 feet pole barn second accessory structure with a height of 26 feet instead of the maximum 18 feet for personal use. The property is located at 8167 West Country Lane, Michigan City, Cool Spring Township, zoned R1A.
Do you need this?
I do not, but this paperwork is hers.
Yes, you can. This is going to go to Doug for the record.
Okay.
Give this one to Doug for the record.
I think Doug got one.
Oh, Doug got one?
I think he did too. You know what? Here. Put that in.
Yeah.
Give that to him.
It was that's what she gave us for the subdivision, for whatever reason. Yeah. I'll take a lot.
Hey, you have to take the building down. You know, you can't back from that one.
I know.
Good job.
I thought that was going to take a while.
I didn't get her legal work.
And she said they were
Yeah, I gotta go get it.
actually thinking about sinking it into the lot.
So we said, bring it down.
I just wondered if they did that. Then the height wouldn't even be an issue.
Exactly. Well, I thought it was from like the peak right here.
Yeah, to the ground. So
To the-
you actually sink it into the surrounding ground.
Small. Small. Less of a number.
Less of a number.
Yeah. We got all these. We go through nothing. This is good. This is nothing before.
That was adequate.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you would please state your name and address for the record, please.
Tim Lernan, 8167 West Country Lane, Michigan City, Indiana, 46060. Okay.
Gail Lernahan, 8167 West Country Lane, Michigan City, Indiana.
Okay, thank you. And you guys want to put an additional structure out on your property?
Yeah, we bought a diesel pusher motorhome, and we want to get it out of the weather instead of letting it sit in my driveway.
I must comment that I've been out there several times. The property is pristine that you have out there.
It's a nice subdivision.
It very much is.
Yeah.
Your property is very well taken care of.
Thank you.
I have to agree with that.
Actually, after the visits this month, I think that we're pretty fortunate in Fort County for the visits we make. Most of them are in pretty good shape.
Very good, yeah.
And Tim, you want to put this structure way back in the corner
All the way back
of your
to the
property.
corner, 10 feet off the property line. It's not going to look any different than our house and our garage. It's going to be the same setup. I think a lot of people are under the illusion that we're not making it look like our house or whatever. Somebody was showing pictures of something I wasn't doing, so we don't even know what we were doing.
So the exterior is going to be clad similar to their home?
Yes.
Okay.
Solid, yeah.
Is this a metal structure? I mean, that's where
It started out that it was going to be a metal structure. We lost our builder because of everything going on here, so we have to figure out what we're going to do. But I haven't decided whether I'm going to stick build it or not. We might just stick build it. You know, more money involved, but I just got to get the big eyesore enclosed.
Winter's here.
Yeah.
The barn you have behind your house right now is stick built, correct?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 2? I know that we do have some written remonstrance. If you guys would like to have a seat, we'll hear
Sure, thank you.
what the neighbors have to say. And again, remembering what I mentioned in the beginning of the meeting, if there's a large number of you, we'd like you to nominate a spokesperson or give me some new information, please.
Yes, my name is James Cross, 1645 Ridgeview Road, Michigan City, Indiana, resident of Ridgeview subdivision. An original permit applied for pole barn. Petitioners want to build a 36 by 48 by 26 foot high. It's 2-story or what? We don't know. For their convenience, neighbors think it will be a deterrent to the neighborhood, lowering property values of their homes. Surrounding subdivisions of our quality do not have pole barns on their premises. Pole barns are large and tend to block views and lower property values. The petitioners have a large 2-story building on their property. The building is approximately 34 foot wide by 80 foot long, accessible from both the top and the bottom, the full length of the 80 foot. The pole barn would be situated on a hill approximately 10 to 15 foot higher than the existing road in front. This would be very noticeable to the neighbors across the street, to the side, in the back of the lot, considerably affecting their property values and view. You have a petition signed by 32 residents of Ridgeview subdivision who strongly are against the building of this pole barn and feel that it would lower their property values. The building of 2 large structures on a 1.4 acre lot plus a very large house would be pushing the limits to the max. We think it would be a bad precedent to start approval of pole barns in subdivisions. And we have some people that live across the street here and that are going to have to look at it. And the original permit was not for a wood structure, or it was for a pole barn. So we're talking about 2 different things here, I think.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
So I do have a letter of remonstrance that was submitted by Thomas and Sandra Cypers. Thank you. I apologize. And a letter of remonstrance submitted by Floyd and Susan Demon, along with that petition. Are there any further remonstrators that would like to come forward, either for or against? I do. It's the same one that's in here.
Yes, same one. For the record, sir.
And we have a petition from the Ridgeview subdivision with numerous signatures for the record. Any further remonstrators? Okay, if not, if you guys would like to come back up to the podium, we will see what kind of questions the board has. And Tim, I'm kind of curious, the existing second structure on your property, how large is that building?
It's not as big as what he said. You're welcome to come out and measure it.
How large would you estimate it?
I think it's 32 by 70.
And is it large enough to fit your motorhome?
No.
Okay.
It's large enough to fit my John Deere tractors.
Mm-hmm. So the new structure you want to build, is it going to be metal or wood?
We don't know yet. the front of it's definitely not going to be metal. It's
Okay.
going to be.
So the front facade will match the front of your house then,
Right.
some way. Okay.
And I don't know if you guys have been out there, but when the trees are green, nobody's going to see.
You can't see the back anyway.
And one side of the property line, we have arborvitae.
Right. Those are ours.
That will cover one whole side. The back side is all woods.
Right.
That's nobody uses. It's owned by some of the members of
Decided to match the house.
people in the subdivision, but it's all wooded. They don't cut it. Nobody goes back there.
Okay.
Common ground.
No, it is lots, but those lots are deep and they don't use back
Right.
barn.
Sounds good.
So I have to ask, why is the existing 32 by 70 foot structure not big enough for a motorhome?
2 stories.
Because the height of the lower level.
So it's 2 stories?
Well, the original, when we first got permits for it or whatever, it was just strictly, you couldn't put anything up there on the second story. And I made it where I could put my John Deere tractors up there. So, and now I collect cars.
It's sunk into a hill.
Right.
So you drive in the front, and that's 1 story, and you can access. Our property is 2 acres, and you access by he puts the lawn equipment and lawn furniture and everything up on the
Right.
backside.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was anything additional.
Okay. You ready?
And I visited with you when I came out to look at the site, and you said you're asking for 26 feet, but that is even actually undetermined because all you're trying to do is make sure that you can put your motorhome in.
Well, it's not 26. I know what everybody thinks. 22 feet's going to do it. But I don't want to say 22 feet because then you guys will hold me to 22 feet, not 2 inches.
Right.
So, no, it's not going to be 26.
Just for realizing what I heard, I wanted to pass that on that the 26 feet is the highest, but all you're really looking for is that you need to get the clearance. A motorhome, you need 12.6, I'm guessing you have bridge laws. I mean, it's under 12.6, so you want at least a 13.6 doorway.
I think it's 13 or whatever.
13.6.
Yeah.
So that lends itself, if he doesn't have a little bit more pitch to his roof, it's going to look odd.
Right. I think it's 412 pitch. So your 412 pitch is 6 foot. So.
Exact same thing I got.
Yep.
Same thing. Right. You ready?
I will entertain a motion.
I'll be glad to give it to you. The petition for a variance of the developmental standard for Timothy and Gail Lernahan to construct a 36 by 48 pole barn for a second accessory structure with a height of 26 feet instead of the maximum of 18 feet for personal use, not to be used as a dwelling. And in this pole barn, before I finish, you putting water, electric, or anything in it?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dirt floor.
Pardon me?
Just a dirt floor. I just want to.
Storage.
Yeah.
Okay. This property is located at 8167 West Country Lane. That's in Michigan City, the Cool Spring Township, and it's zoned R. To be approved.
Could we amend that to not? I would like to see that amended to not have metal siding because it is a residential area and it needs to be consistent with the other buildings and your buildings on your lot.
I can do that.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Stand corrected.
Okay, I have an amended motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions or comments from the board? All those in favor of approving the petition for Timothy and Gail Lernahan, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
I'll bring you. I'll send you guys pictures.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Okay, petition number 3 is a petition for variance of developmental standards for John W. Fritz to construct a residence with an attached garage with a front setback of 4 feet 2 inches instead of the minimum required 25 feet. The current house will be demolished, but the current garage will remain for the property located at 312 Grayson Road, LaPorte, Center Township, zoned R1B. Thank you.
Thank you. I wish the weather was like that. Do that far.
No, that is a really good question.
You think 10 feet?
No, I think it's much more than 10 feet. I mean, the rule is 25.
Garage state house would be demolished. And this is part of the garage. Yeah. The garage is a loft. Back to the garage. That was the big garage.
That was adequate.
Thank you. If you would please state your name and address for the record.
John W. Fritz, 642 114th Street, Whiting, Indiana. And the residence in LaPorte is 312 Grayson Road.
So is there a residence currently on the property?
Yes. There's a house and a detached garage.
Here's a good picture.
So you're going to demolish the house
Yes.
and then rebuild?
Right. And add a garage to the area that's in the open land. And once that gets completed, then the existing garage comes down because I need space to keep all my tools and equipment. I'm also requesting a east property line setback from 10 foot to 9 foot because I had a concrete guy come out last Monday and we were talking about the logistics, everything, and currently I got 20 inches from the foundation to the garage. He needs 30, so I need 1 more foot. And I've got some pictures of.
So we're going to add.
You need to see it?
Yes, please.
Make sure I understood that.
Yeah.
The stake here that you see that's in red, that's the 10 foot. I'm using the property line that's over here. You can't see it, but there's a string, and this is the 1 foot right here.
So that makes it what, 9 foot then?
9 foot.
So,
and you can see the existing chimney is 9 foot. Okay.
So this is just so you can incorporate the fireplace in the chimney.
Well, the chimney's coming down. See the footing? Right. All that's coming down. I need to move everything from the 10 foot mark. I need to move everything over 1 foot. So where the garage is standing, he can get his forms in. So you can see that there's the 1 foot there, and you can see the garage here, and there's a line where the stem wall would be. That's 20 inches. I need to bring it back 1 more foot.
While he's up here, what you guys asking, is that stake property line?
yeah, that stake's the property line of the house. This stake.
The stake should have staked out.
Well, that stake is for the garage.
For the building, the house.
Right. Okay. The property line would be on the other side of this tree line. You can't barely see it, but there's
a side and the front.
No, yeah, the front here. It goes. This here would be parallel with the street. This here would be parallel.
Is the house.
Excuse me?
The corner of the house. That post you marked is the corner of the house.
No, that would be the corner of the garage. Okay, the garage is going to sit in front.
Okay, you're going to have another garage.
Right.
But that's still the house.
Thank you.
That's what you see it? That's what it is. This is the rear box.
You're talking about line this way.
Across the front, yeah. That's the stake.
Yes.
It's right here.
I have some larger drawings that can explain that a little bit better. If you want to see it.
Would help.
This is what's standing there now. This.
Can you turn your mic around?
This is the house. This is the garage. This comes down, and this is going to be the whole new structure right here. So the variance I'm going to need is this area right here, all in shaded, and 1 foot over. And that's to accommodate the foundation over here where he can get his forms in. Now the whole reason for this whole project is because I got 2 huge oak trees right here, mature oak trees. They're healthy, and I had an arborist come out. He's going to treat them in the spring, do a root stimulator, and he's coming out on March 15th to do a, they call it crown cut, to keep them healthy. Now, I wouldn't need this variance. If I mow these trees down, I can move everything forward, but I am not cutting them trees down because they're healthy, okay? And then...
John, if I could get you to step back to the podium, please.
Okay, you need this?
No.
Okay.
So you're saving these oak trees, and that's what's causing you to move everything forward.
Correct.
So how far are we from the edge of pavement for the new structure? From the edge of the pavement of the road at the front of the home?
On one section, it's 8 foot 2, and then towards the east property line, it's about 10 feet, exactly 10 feet. And previously, there was a line of pine trees that was behind the property line. Then the garage, the new proposed garage. So the trees would be between the garage, trees, street. So no way, those trees have been there since 1982. I remember when they planted it. They were never hit, and they never encroached on anything else on anybody's property or the road. I do have a picture of a garage of a house up the road. Here's a picture here. He's 40 inches from the road, and I'm still going to be behind him.
Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 3? Anybody remonstrating either in favor or against? If you'd like to have a seat, Mr. Fritz, let's hear from the remonstrators. If you'd come forward and state your name and address, please.
I live at 311 Grayson Road, Mitch Badul. I live across the street from Jack. I'd like to know if the board has ever approved or granted a 4 feet 2 inch setback in the last 3 years on the island? Or does anybody know that?
I would feel safe saying that I personally have not voted for one,
Okay.
but I
Not
right.
unanimously.
not unanimously, but yes,
But yes.
The other concern I have is with the common enemy doctrine. I have no recourse in regards to surface water being so close to the road. So that's my concerns.
You live across the street?
Yes, I live
Do you
across the
have
street.
standing water frequently?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I'm being honest. I've had no water problems from any neighbors in the past. But I just see that, with again the common enemy doctrine, I have no recourse in the state of Indiana. So that's the only concern I have.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other remonstrators for petition number 3?
You have a letter.
I know. I do have a letter of remonstrance from Janice and Eric Yant that can be submitted into the record. They are against the variance request.
Look at this.
I think it's way too close.
Okay, well, if you'd like to step forward again, are there any further questions or comments from the board?
I do have some pictures here of what the tree line and the property line compared to where the structure would be and where the street is.
Are you guys interested in seeing that? Yeah. Thank you.
This is better what you're talking about. There's the
I
property
need you
line.
to turn your mic on and
The structure would be back here.
This is really narrow.
This is the property line. Here's the street.
This is the distance between these two lines is 4.4.
4.2, and then from the property line to the street is another 4 feet. Now, since the property is like this,
right,
it's 10 feet over here, and I'm trying to maintain like all three houses there. They're all like this to face the lake. If I go like this, it would look it would be out of place.
No, I'm just looking at this. That's good.
if you would please return to the podium.
Here's the problem with this. It's gonna block it. And you have any kids coming out of either homes to the side, they're not gonna be seen until they're 4 feet from the road. I mean, besides everything else.
John, I honestly don't understand the need for 9 feet instead of 10 feet on that east side.
Kids already out until you have
Well,
4 feet. That's one.
the garage is 20 inches from where the proposed foundation wall would be. Concrete guy says I need a minimum 36 inches. So if I can get another foot in there, move everything over, so that would take me 9 feet to the property line. Now, 2.5 years ago, when the neighbor wanted his setback, I asked him what was it. He was 10 foot. I go, okay, so what's the problem? The garage that he had there, the house has been there for over 50, 75 years, is 8'6". I said, well, if that's the same footprint that you want, I really don't see an issue with it.
I don't have an issue with that. I don't understand his request for 36 inches minimum. I don't understand what that's all about.
Get the forms in.
To dig the hole you're talking about?
For the forms. That's all he said. Was I need a minimum of 30 inches from where the edge of the wall goes.
So that's why I'm questioning this.
Well, that's what he told me. I'm not going to argue with the guy. So I'm just trying to, okay, so if I can give him another foot, move everything over, so that just takes me to the other edge of the property for 10 foot to 9 foot. And you can see the pictures, that 1 foot is really, I really don't see an issue there.
What's that?
All right, thank you.
So,
You know, there it is.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd really like to see you plow a couple of trees down and move it back off the road. I know that's gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I really do feel like it kind of just, the house juts out into the...
oh, it's the garage.
Is that what this is, the garage that's gonna be?
The house and the garage are attached. It's the same.
One big
it's the
structure.
same structure.
Right.
So the structure, in my opinion, seems to just come right out way past the other homes that are on the street. I understand that they're all at kind of a strange angle.
I'm with Melissa. I think it's a safety problem. It's a small street. There's not much room to maneuver through there. If your house is 4 feet from the property line, and I don't know who's in the homes next to them, but if you have a kid, and there's a lot of activity on that island, you have a kid dart out, you as a driver, you wouldn't have 2 seconds to react to that. I mean, that's the reason things are back. I mean, this is a highly residential, a lot of kids, a lot of activity, and it's not.
It's very quiet. It really is.
Do you live there full time?
In the summertime, I'm there about 4 days a week. And when I do this, I do plan to live there full time. because it's so quiet. Now that tree line.
This isn't a debate.
Okay.
That's just the way it feels. So there you go.
All right. I have any further questions or comments of the board? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I would like to make a motion that the petition for a variance of developmental standards for John W. Fritz to construct a residential residence with attached garage be denied with a setback of 4 feet 2 inches. The property is located at 312 Grayson Road, LaPorte, Indiana, Center Township, zoned R1B.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor of denying the petition for John Fritz, say aye. Aye. Those in favor, those not in favor of denying, say aye. Your motion has failed. So we're denying the petition at 312 Grayson Road, LaPorte, Center Township, zoned R1B. Thank you. Moving right along to petition number 4. Is a petition for variance of use for Michael W.C. Wilson Jr. to operate a small engine repair shop with an unlighted sign for the property located at 4755 South, 200 East, LaPorte, Washington Township, zoned Ag on 2 acres.
Just don't know where this one. Our motocross track is doing well. Mm-hmm. That's quite amazing. Motor trucks.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, that's good.
This is one of those meetings I'm going to say shenanigans.
No second.
Thank you. If you would state your name and address for the record.
My name's Michael W.C. Wilson Jr. I live at 4755 South, 200 East, LaPorte, Indiana.
And are you currently doing automotive repair, small engine repair? I apologize for automotive.
For friends and family on the side. I'm looking to go full time.
So you want to put a sign up and make it official?
Right.
How long have you been doing this kind of work?
10 years.
Okay.
At this address?
No, we've only been at this address for about 3 years.
What hours of operation are you looking for? Like Monday through Saturday?
Right. Probably 9 to 5.
So Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.? Are you sure you don't want to include Sunday by appointment?
No, Sunday's for racing.
Name of the plan.
I can't wait to ask for remonstrators on that one. Okay, so how large of a sign are we looking at?
Not much bigger than my mailbox.
Oh.
Just a small sign up front, yeah.
He's allowed a 2x3.
I would say 2.
It is. Yeah.
2x3 sound reasonable? We don't have to.
Yes.
Okay. Unlit sign. Do people generally leave large vehicles or tractors or mopeds? Are things usually left outside waiting for repair?
No.
So they're always contained inside a structure?
Always inside, locked up, yes.
And customers come to drop off equipment, pick up equipment?
Yes, they do. I do also pick up, so.
What is your typical small engine repair? What are we talking about? Lawnmowers, motorcycles?
Lawn tractors, motorcycles, and ATVs.
Okay, do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 4? Either for or against it? Any remonstrators for petition number 4? Hearing none. Are there any further questions or comments of the board?
And you're sure you have plenty of space to keep everything inside? You don't plan on leaving?
Yes, everything's by appointment only, so.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
If there are no further questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, Melissa. The petition for the variance used for Michael W.C. Wilson Jr. to operate a small engine repair shop with an unlit sign, approximately 2 foot by 3 foot. His property is located at 4755 South, 200 East, LaPorte, Washington Township, zoned ag on 2 acres, be granted. So, with the hours, thank you, with the hours of Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and it was Sunday for racing.
Second the amendment.
I have a motion and a second. If there are no further questions or comments, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, your motion passed. Thank you.
Start your engine.
One place to take that mower.
Yeah.
I know. That's kind of a long haul for me, but okay. Petition number 5 this evening is for a variance of developmental standards for Patrick Steinheiser and Paz Elizabeth F. Trust D. Trust of 1126 1984 seller for construction of a pole barn with a bathroom prior to the residence being built with 40 feet of road frontage instead of the minimum required 200 feet. The property entrance is located between 3208 and 3242 North, 950 West, LaPorte, Cool Spring Township, zoned B3 on 11.424 acres.
This one bother you at all?
See this one?
I mean, I consider it more of a private road entrance than a flag.
We'll go with that if we keep saying that.
Private road, okay.
I know.
We'll go with
sorry.
Then I will concede.
She's okay.
I tell you what, the only thing that come to mind to me, because my mom used to tell me about this thing.
Yeah?
94, Cutting's farm, 2 pieces.
Oh.
He had nothing to do with it. Drove crazy. He was still mad at me. They should get whatever they can get.
What's his name?
It was a hardship. Back then.
Yeah.
You had to drag a kid across 94 South to have your farm. And it's all tracked now.
Ouch. Look, 40 foot road frontage. Needs variance to build residential home.
They're going to ask for this next.
Yeah. That's what the
There's one more big one.
back here. When I first saw this, my paper was sitting like this when I first saw this. I go, wow, so what was the problem?
No, it's adequate.
Oh.
Thank you. If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Kathy Paz Rhodes, one of the trustees for my mom, Elizabeth Paz Rhodes.
Okay.
And my address, 3208 North, 950 West, Michigan City.
Thank you.
Patrick Steinheiser, 7469 Peachtree Lane, Michigan City, Indiana, 46360.
All right, thank you. What are we going to do? We're going to put up a structure with a bathroom before the building, while you're building the residence?
Yes.
And then you want to keep the structure?
Yes.
Are you going to use it as a rental?
No.
So you're going to have electric and water in this structure, and then you're going to use it for storage, and you're going to live there, and you're going to build the house. And then you're
there, just storage.
Just storage.
Built till the residence.
Till the residence is built.
But you may stay in it a few times while you're building, correct?
No, I live close enough
Oh,
to
you
go.
live close enough you wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
throw it?
Water and bathroom would be handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
And then that structure is going to turn into the garage of the residence or additional storage?
Storage.
Okay.
So is he related?
No. We're letting an outsider in on the Ponderosa.
So wait a minute.
It's tough to get in there.
It's all family members around.
You've been blessed by the Pope.
Doug, do we need a variance for the whole structure first? I feel like this should be 2 variant.
Well, the
The house?
The residence.
one's the width, one's the structure before the home.
Right. Is that not
Structure before the home, yeah. What do you mean width?
the 40 foot
Because they're going to actually have
road frontage?
I
That's
don't
because
think.
it's an access road.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I got that part.
Okay, well, thank you for that clarification. Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 5? Anybody here for or against petition number 5?
You represent the rest of the Paz family and you're in favor of it, right?
Right. Well, they happen to be adjacent owners to where it's going to be, so they had to sign off anyhow.
And they have a business.
And they're the older brothers and sisters, so you can let them stay home.
Do we have any questions as a board?
How big is this pole barn and height?
We're looking about 50 by 80.
Good size.
Oh, so that's pretty big size. That's big enough. That's a lot of property there.
You could get a lot of motor homes in there.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, well, my only statement is, should we approve your petition, please make sure that you post the address as soon as possible. So if there are any accidents during construction, you want to make sure that people can see it. But that 40 foot right away along there, access road frontage, that 40 feet is not that large. You want to make sure they can find you.
It's understandable.
Especially Cool Spring Township, we find.
They've been down there before.
Oh, yeah, you've
they're
been.
the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any further questions or comments
All
of the
back
board? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Madam President, motion to approve the petition for Patrick Steinheiser buyer and Paz Elizabeth F. Trustee Trust seller for construction of a pole barn with bathroom prior to the residence being built with a 40-foot frontage road, which is access road actually, instead of a minimum required 100 feet, 200 feet. Property is located between 3208 and 3242 north, 950 west. Port and B, Cool Spring Township. B3 on 11.424 acres.
I'd be glad to second that.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion in 2 seconds. Are there any further questions or comments of the board? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Hearing none, your motion's passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Petition number 6 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Joseph and Alina Uricida for placement of a shipping container to store building materials and other household items, and later converted to an accessory structure upon completion of the home remodel, and for the construction of a second accessory structure, stick-built, to be used as a garage. The property is located at 4 South Westfield Ave, LaPorte, Pleasant Township, Zone B1 on 0.5 acres. Petition number 6. I hope I didn't mess up your last name so badly you don't know I'm calling you.
I'm waiting for that.
Okay, petition number 6, we're going to move down to the end. So let's move on to petition number 7, which is a petition for variance of use for Geraldine Hernandez to operate a metal art business in the accessory building located behind the home, and to retain the existing 4 feet by 7 feet sign located in the front yard for the property located at 511 West Schultz Road, LaPorte, Center Township, zoned R1B. You want to come forward and bring your legal work for our attorney.
So we're on this one?
The one that you just said that you were going to put the end.
It's just the one we're on now.
So, do we just sit here and wait until the end then?
Yeah.
Just in the event that they would show up, we would hear it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh.
What petition are you here for?
She's legal work to our attorney.
Yes, if you want to give your legal work to our attorney, please.
That's what it's all about. What? Trailers. So everybody called the houses that we passed it. Thank you.
Oh, I know.
So, Melissa, what was the address to east? This house? This is still right up on the front of your...
Don't you have a cell phone?
I don't bring it in here.
You know I'm not even supposed to have electronic devices
We should have a computer with this stuff to pull up.
You're better with it.
Well, there's a fact.
From which one? Burnham's? Oh, no.
No, I feel like
No.
they were emailed to us.
Oh, this was the email package, was this? Was this in the email package?
The letters of remonstrance, you mean?
Yeah.
Is this the one where they were all identical?
Yes.
Yes.
There were 7
Well, 16 is the same thing? 16 the same thing?
There's some right there. That's why I do not. No, I do not have them. Okay. Sorry.
Earl. Carbon copy. No problem.
Thank you. I did that email.
Yeah. But if you look at one of them, they're all the same.
Where is it? 5137. Can you hear me, Glenn? 5137.
Oh, 5137.
Let me see that.
To the east. That's sorry, to the west.
I want it to the east.
No, they have 5095. Yeah.
All the letters remonstrance are exactly the same.
Yes.
This lady's saying this was the above subject is not accurate. After she signed it.
The above subject
is not accurate. So she signed this. They put this in all their mailboxes. They said everybody signed, turn it back in.
It's not accurate.
It's good. All of these letters. This lady read this. The above subject is not accurate. Yeah, she still signed it. Put all the most force everybody's thinking.
Who's got this? Where is this person?
Right now, so no problem with this stuff. This goes in that packet.
So apparently, this is in your packet.
Violation, please call immediately. Response.
So this is a matter of board discretion. I have signatures from the adjoining neighbors. The notice of publication is in order. I have 2 receipts for certified mail, but the cards were not returned. There are 2 remaining addresses here, so I would presume that these 2 were an attempt. But I have no proof that it was actually these people. The board has let this go in the past because it's felt that it's enough of an attempt.
I'm satisfied.
Satisfied.
It's Pavlovich.
This is good. God bless him. She's taking care of. You mean you have to do this? It's the right thing to do.
Okay. If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Geraldine Hernandez.
Can you get you to speak into the microphone, please?
Geraldine Hernandez, 5111 Schultz Road, LaPorte.
And your name?
Martin Hernandez, 5111 West Schultz Road.
Okay. So you currently have a business at this location,
Yes, ma'am.
and what are your hours of operation?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 4.
Nothing on Saturdays or Sundays?
No, not at this time.
So it'd be appointment only?
Yes, sir.
On Saturday?
How long has the business been in operation?
About 6 months, 6-7 months.
And you have an existing sign there that is not lit, correct?
No,
Does it
it's
have
not.
a light?
No,
Okay. How large is it?
it's 4 by 7 foot.
And again, people don't usually come in and park in your yard or in the driveway and leave things. You don't have customers there with extra vehicles, extra equipment,
No, I don't work on vehicles at all.
but you wouldn't have customers coming and staying for prolonged periods of time.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So there's no need for parking concerns.
I think they would. Because of the regular.
You choose to work out of your home because you're taking care of.
We take care of my father-in-law. He's 70 years old. He's a disabled veteran. He's got stage 5 Parkinson's disease and is totally immobile. And the other reason is I have a colostomy bag. And so instead of going on disability, it's kind of hard to work in the work field having that and dealing with it. So this was a good choice for our family.
I commend you for your entrepreneurship.
Thank you, sir.
So I do have, I'm going to estimate 16, 17 letters of remonstrance, and they do appear to be kind of a cookie cutter letter. I do have one I want to just note for the record that says the above subject accurate. So I feel that individual maybe was in your favor.
I would go on record as saying that they're not so much cookie cutter as identical. And one of your neighbors basically shared with me the fact that these letters were distributed to your neighbors with an envelope already addressed to Pulin's office. I think they all came in the same envelope, did they not? All typed?
They were all typed, and they came on different days. They straggled in every day.
Right, but the letters were all in the same. Not only are the letters identical, the envelopes are identical because they were attached to the letter with a note on how to proceed to send it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I would agree with Melissa. The one that says I've signed it, but she doesn't think the letter's accurate. Appears to be the only one that's different from the 60.
And I do have one with a concern about industrial manufacturing and spillage, chemicals, poisons, and equipment using that equipment under environmental supervision. So those are the two noted remonstrance.
I don't use no chemicals for welding and fabricating. So I don't understand that one.
And you have a young child in the home.
You're not going to expose
a child in the house. You're not going to.
Absolutely
when
not.
you guys drink the water and.
No, not at all. Plus, my dogs are outside. Those are our family. We got three shepherds that
Okay, well, let's see if we have any additional remonstrators.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any additional remonstrators, either for or against?
Yes.
Please, I apologize. Yes, please. And if you would please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Bruce Frankenberger. I live at 34 North Claret Trail, LaPorte, Indiana.
Do you own property?
Yes.
How close are you to him?
Block.
Okay.
My wife and I, Pat, have lived in Concord Hills for 31 years. It's a lovely, quiet neighborhood which we have enjoyed calling home since 1989. On November 9th, 1976, when the subdivision was getting golden, an article in LaPorte Herald Argus characterized Concord Hills as the largest, richest subdivision in LaPorte County, and its developer, James Redstra, aimed to make it an exclusive area. I represent a contingent of Concord Hills homeowners and residents. Would you please stand?
Thank you.
We have met and discussed our concerns over this variance to operate M&M Welding from a residence in Concord Hills and agree that this is not in our best interest. Oh, please sit down, everyone. It's not in our best interest to support this request for a variance. This welding operation is a direct violation of LaPorte County zoning ordinance that governs all properties in Concord Hills subdivision. These properties are zoned single-family residential dwellings. The heart of our concerns involve the impact of the environment, the noise of the generators, the toxicity of the industrial processes used in welding, the threats to residents' health and threat of the contamination of our air and water, the impact of residential property values, to name a few. Welding of this nature requires the use of corrosive and toxic compounds which release dangerous gases into the air and left uncontained can lead to severe health risks. OSHA lists all these things as coming off of welding: aluminum, arsenic, beryllium, cadmium, chromium, cobalt, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, nickel, silver, tin, titanium, vanadium, zinc, argon, helium, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, hydrogen fluoride, carbon dioxide. It should also be noted that the chromium is a component in stainless steel, nefarious alloys, chromate coating in some welding consumables. Chromium is converted to hexavalent state during the welding process. The chromium hexavalent is highly toxic and can damage eyes, skin, nose, throat, lungs, cancer-causing. Health effects from fumes may cause lung damage, cancer, and prolonged exposure to magnesium fumes can cause Parkinson's. The welding process has also produced toxic debris. It is not properly contained and collected for removal, can add to these health risks and contaminate the water table from which residents in Concord Hills collectively draw their water supply. These are strict OSHA standards that govern welding activities and contaminate collection of byproducts that we are not certain any of these standards are in place at M&M Welding. According to OSHA website, the first line of defense in engineering controls a safety plan and a dust and fume collection method. We have doubts that M&M Welding is compliance with these standards. We respectfully ask the Building Commission deny the issuance of this variance. We also respectfully ask that the sign be removed promptly from the property and that the business stop all welding processes immediately. We ask that the Building Commission enforce the current zoning laws that apply to all properties in Concord Hills subdivision and supervise the relocation of M&M Welding to a property zone industrial that is more suited to the processes and activities of this business. A cursory visit to the M&M Welding Facebook page demonstrates that this is an industrial, not a hobby that one engages in at home. The equipment is industrial grade, and its byproducts and debris pose a legitimate threat to the health of our residential community. As property owners, we ask that this variance be denied and that M&M Welding be ordered removed from the residence at 5111 West Schultz Road and relocate to industrial property more suited to the needs of such a business. We respectfully place our trust in this board to preserve the current zoning ordinance that govern this property and ask that you take our recommendation into account when rendering this decision. There's one other thing I'd like to add. The hours that he has. He's gotten in several arguments, one at 11 o'clock at night. So that hour at 4 o'clock is not being held. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
And I appreciate all of you guys having a spokesperson. Thank you very much. Are there any further remonstrance? Anybody for or against? Would you like to come up? One at a time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, I need you to come all the way up to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you. I'm a retired. I work 41. Excuse me?
Name and address for the record, please.
Ignacio Hernandez, 4055 North Washington Road. I worked in the mill 41 years, and the gentleman talking about all these chemicals.
Okay, you want to make sure you address us.
Okay. I'm 72 years old. I play year-round softball, and I've been all around this. I travel, and I run 2 miles. I mean, So I don't know what he was talking about, but I worked around all them chemicals and acid. When we had to pickle the metal, we pickled it with acid.
Right.
And I'm as healthy as a 35-year-old.
So you're in favor of the business continuing at that location?
Yeah, that's my son. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone have anything new to add? If you would please state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, good evening. My name is Eduardo Lozano. I live at Concord Hills, the subdivision that this petition is for. I've lived there roughly 5-6 years.
What is your address there?
5045 West Chablis Drive.
Okay.
I'm approximately 200 to 300 feet from, or yards from his location.
Okay.
I have no objection to the petition that he's applying for, myself and my wife, who is Erin Lozano as well.
Thank you.
My name's Anna Phillips, 5095 West Schultz Road. I live right next door to Marty, and I never hear anything after the hours of 4. Everything's pretty quiet. He keeps everything inside. He's very respectful. So,
thank you.
While you're up there, could I ask you a question?
Sure.
How noisy is it between 8 and 4?
Not noisy at all. My 2 or 3-year-old naps through the day, so 3 hours straight. Never hears anything.
Have you ever heard any noise from that property louder than a lawnmower?
No.
Thank you.
I'll just hang on here. Claire Alexander, 3756 North Claire Trail, a few houses away.
Okay.
This is my concern. And it should be his too. I mean, the list of chemicals that were read to us last night, the effects upon neurological disease is there. His father has stage 5 Parkinson's. I have MS. I don't need any more stuff coming at me.
Thank you.
My name is Joe Sanders. I live at 3811 North Claret Trail. I live about maybe a block away on the north side of his residence. I work for BP Pipelines, so I'm well aware of what contaminants what can happen if you do not corral the welding, the residue that comes off of this. We all have well water in that area. We worry about contamination in that area for our wells. If you do not collect these particulates, they can cause a lot of damage. It may not be immediate, but they are long-term. People who work in steel mills, they all, if you look at their body content, they do have residue in their body. We all suffer. We do not need to introduce more poisons into the air and into our land, because we have a lot of young kids in that area, and we have older people who have respiratory issues. As far as the noise go, I've heard on several occasions, because I walk our dog at night, and usually it's always late at night, 8 or 9 o'clock, and I've heard the welding machine going. At first I thought maybe it was just a generator, someone that lost electricity. But it's been on several occasions I've heard operations after hours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is going to be our last remonstrator.
My name is John Ferguson. I live 5066 South. That's US 421 Westville, Indiana. I met Marty through people, and I myself, and as a disabled veteran, there's a lot of things that the VA gives you, but you can't actually go to them. And I use Marty's welding thing as kind of a therapy, and I brought other people there as well. There's no harmful chemicals that these people are speaking of. If you read a medicine bottle, there's all different kinds of symptoms and everything else that can happen, but it probably happened to one person. And then OSHA's law with a company less than 10 people, I think that they should actually read that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I want to admit that these are OSHA facts.
Thank you.
Attorney.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to see that.
So,
Yes.
one more. This is the last one. And we've already heard about the pollution of the water and the air, so if you have anything additional. Thank you.
Bill Donor, 5096 West Shibley Drive.
Valerie Donor, 5096 West Shibley Drive.
Our property butts up to theirs. We're right behind them. I believe that those that have come up in support of him are family members who live around them, but we have heard the generator late into the evening.
All day long.
And all day long. It's loud.
With our windows shut, our doors shut, it's noisy.
Loud and disruptive. In addition, there's scrap and debris and junk all around the building in the back corner that butts up to ours. Don't know if that's part of his business or if that's just stuff that they have laying around. But want to make that clear that that noise is very disruptive.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. So I don't know about you guys, but I did stop and take a visit at this location, and in fact his garage is cleaner than mine. He has an air filtration system in there, which I don't know if the neighbors know about,
which is good,
and definitely looked to me like any environmental hazards were being handled inside that structure.
Concrete floor.
There's a concrete floor. Like I said, he was kind of embarrassed, like it was so dirty, and I thought it was cleaner than my kitchen right now. And I mean that sincerely. I have a background in welding and tooling, and I did not see anything other than the scrap material on the side of the structure that caused me concern at that point. Now, I know one of the other concerns we heard a lot was that the generator's going all day and all night. Well, we're restricting the hours as of this meeting. If it gets approved, that 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the hours of operation. So what happened previously, is not a concern to us. It's what we're going to approve or not approve for hours of operation and days of the week. Do we have any further?
You have a chance to.
I am. I'm sorry. I got so excited because I have a welder in my garage and.
Yes.
Noise if there's, it's true.
Martin, how loud is your generator or your equipment that's making noise out there? As Mr. Cunningham asked, is it louder than a lawnmower?
I don't use a generator for welding. All my power is three-phase for every one of my welders. The generator that I have is if we lose power. So that's it. And I don't even like working until 4:30, let alone 9 o'clock at night. But I don't use a generator for welding. Whether it be stick, MIG, or TIG, all of it is as quiet as you can't even hear it. It's a hum. And as far as I'm very aware with OSHA laws from working 21 years at the mill, the last thing I want to do is my son comes out there, my wife, my mom, lots of people come there for different reasons. I'm not going to pollute the air like that. I have 2 ventilation systems, one of them that clean the air in my shop 7.5 times per hour.
Right, and that was running when I was there, I believe, and it was quiet.
So safety is my biggest concern. I have fire extinguishers. I have 2 first aid kits, one being 12 inches by 18 inches, fully stocked. So as far as the generator, I do have one, but it's used for power only. That's why I have the 3-phase and there's no noise.
You have welding filters, fume hood?
Yes, sir.
Good.
2 of them.
Good.
I would like to say something. I know my son better than anybody, and I know that he is not going to jeopardize his son and family when it comes to the atmosphere. He watches that very, very, very carefully.
One of the demonstrators alleged that there was a altercation or something at 11 o'clock at night. You know anything about that?
If the person would like to step up, that's news to me. I honestly have not had an altercation with anybody at 11
I don't think that's going to be pertinent to the record.
I don't even know where that came from, but I did hear that from a neighbor that was told that by a lady, and that I hit the person with a bat.
So we're not going to discuss that on the record since it's all hearsay.
Yes, ma'am.
You need no variance for that.
Not relevant to. Thank you. Exactly. Board, do we have any further?
What are you doing with the vets? Can you explain that to us?
The what?
A veteran came up and said you were doing something with them and assisting them. Would you explain that a little further?
The one veteran, John, he suffers from a little bit of depression, and it's a place for anybody like that needs to get away. I'm positive if they want to mess around, learning new things with like cleaning up with little die grinders. But the biggest thing that was that I loved from one thing he said to me, he says, when I leave your house, Marty, I leave very positive. And that meant a lot.
It does mean a lot.
So.
Okay, Harold.
If there's no questions or comments, I will entertain a motion.
Not from that.
Comment is over at this time.
Go ahead, Harold.
Madam President,
You'll have to wait.
Approve the petition for variance property located at 5111 West Schultz Road, LaPorte, Indiana, Center Township, zoned R1B. The restriction on the hours, I'm going to adjust those to 8 to 5 with the hopes that you still close up at 4, but I don't want somebody complaining we're at 4:15. 8 to 5 and no light on the existing sign.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'd gladly second that.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions or concerns of the board?
What were the days of operation?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then I have written down Saturday and Sunday by appointment.
Only.
Okay. What size is this sign?
4 by 7.
7.
Ma'am, we're in the middle of a vote. So as soon as the vote is over.
Yeah, and that's clarify that most of the Saturday and Sunday's appointment only.
So the operating hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday
Never
through
know.
Friday, Saturday and Sunday by appointment only. This motion would allow him to retain his 4 by 7 sign unlit.
Yes.
As it currently is. So I have a motion and a second. There are no additional board concerns or questions. So all those in favor.
There's only one concern, and that is the materials that are outside of the building.
Oh, agreed.
If we could get you to clean some of those materials up.
Absolutely,
I mean,
sir.
we have visual beacon that,
I can do that.
and that is going to be a distraction for your neighbors.
And I will put them inside. I can put them inside neatly, and you wouldn't even be able to tell they were even inside. So.
Very good.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, your motion passed. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is petition number 8, which is a petition for variance of developmental standards for William Sales Seller and Thomas and Dana Kudo Spire.
Please exit quietly.
2 minutes. Let the room clear. You might recess to let the room clear.
All I can say is the truth was not told here. I live a block away and I hear it all day.
Sir, you're out of order.
So it's this.
Next to the podium.
I'm supposed to be at church tonight. We're doing Thursday first night of our night novena for. Oh, is it? You gonna go tonight? Yeah. Debbie never. We pushed it back to 7:15.
No adequate.
We're gonna go until like 8. So I'll make it get out of here. So far, I thought I would.
I saw the picture of him.
If we could please get you guys to move out of the meeting area as quickly and quietly as possible so we can continue with our meeting, I would appreciate it.
You don't know.
We enjoyed it last time.
Okay, petition number...
New bishop will be there. Oh, I bet.
Yes, if I could get you all please to exit quickly and quietly so we can continue with the meeting. Thank you. And I apologize, that was louder than I thought.
Man.
Thank you. Okay, petition number 8 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standard for William Sales Seller and Thomas and Dana Coots buyer for construction of a second accessory structure 54 feet by 96 feet with a bathroom and a height of 29 feet instead of the maximum 18 feet. Your property is located at 4555 West Johnson Road, LaPorte, Center Township, zoned R1B on 8 acres. You've already given your legal work to our attorney?
Yes. I might get up there. No, he had him up there. He got these in person.
So this is the round bar experience where they rent the facility out. Does that continue with the new ownership? Ooh, that is a good question.
Usually not, does it usually stay with
I don't see that property
It's different name even now.
But if there was a variance before, there would have to be.
I don't think it stays with the owner, I thought.
I don't even know what the intent is.
I didn't even know.
True. I don't know if it stays with the property or it stays with the person.
He's the owner.
The owner. The person.
Okay.
Pretty. I was so glad they took down that big tree from the road. Yeah.
Sir, would you be kind enough to close that door for us? Thank you very much, sir.
How blue that ceiling is, man. Boy, I wish we had that now. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what is this?
Beautiful blue. Legal okay? Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't hear you. I apologize. Thank you very much. Your legal work is complete and adequate. So, would you explain to us what you'd like to do out there?
I did hear what you were discussing. We have been told that the previous variance goes with the property.
I'm totally jumping ahead of myself. I need your name and addresses for the record.
I'm Dana Coots, 6247 North Range Road, LaPorte.
Thomas Coots, 6247 North Range Road, LaPorte.
So we have been told that the previous variance stays with the property and that it doesn't expire. So our plan is to continue hosting wedding receptions and those types of events on the property. Thus, our desire to construct this building, which would give us a year-round option. Because currently the buildings that are there used for that are only May to October. So we'd like to construct a building that we could have heated and cooled and would be year-round.
How long have you owned the property?
We don't yet.
We don't own it yet.
You don't yet. Of course, this is contingent on this, yeah.
We also, the big red barn that's there, part of our plan is too is to restore the original Rapogo barn.
Oh, back to natural where it was.
We want to go back and kind of restore it back to the way it was when it was originally built. It's a tongue and groove, the post and all.
I know. I'm impressed with it.
Attorney BG, have you?
I don't think it automatically runs with any variance. Automatically runs with the land. It also goes to the subject. So any purchase that you would make here would have to be subject to the grant of variance of use for the board. And I don't care what your realtor told you.
I know.
I said that before, and I'll say it again.
So we would have to come back for another
Well, no,
variance?
you're here right now. What you're doing now is necessary to
continue. Our plan is to continue what they've done.
Get asked.
Okay.
So we'd like to ask for that as well?
Yes. We'd like to be able to continue doing what they've started.
Right.
What I would suggest we do, 'cause you didn't give your adjoining, I know it's not on purpose, but you didn't give the adjoining property owners notice of what you're asking for, and I think you also need to ask for a variance of use in addition to construction of this barn. I would recommend we set this over to next month so you have an opportunity to provide notice to the neighbors and the public that you're asking for a continuation of the use.
Okay.
Makes
That'll
it
keep
really
you covered.
clean.
Okay? Because the other part of it is if you do any financing later, I want to make sure you have this straight. So
Yes, Andy,
they don't make you come back.
You look confused.
Yeah.
We're
I
under
didn't
the
think they
impression
needed that
this.
for the variance of use because the use didn't change.
But if
The
it
use
was
didn't change.
granted through a variance, it only ran with the owner.
Wait, here's the difference. You're talking about going year-round. We have an expansion of the non-conforming use here.
Oh, an expansion. Okay.
Okay, so they're not asking to do the same thing that the sales did.
Okay. On the original variance, it did not specify the time of year of it. Just it actually was kind of general in the way the original variance was worded.
I understand.
Do we have that variance here with us tonight?
Oh,
Probably not.
Yeah.
The one from no.
Perfect. On my phone.
So
It was from 2013 is when the
Pull
original
up on your phone and give it to our attorney?
Yes, I can.
Mr.
What's that?
He says
He's gonna let you look at it.
I drafted it.
He got
He drafted it. He says.
I drafted it, and I'm telling you my interpretation today. You're asking for extension of the previous use.
That's what you're asking for.
And we're trying to do you a favor here.
Okay.
Okay?
Like that.
So would you like us to
Yeah.
table your
Is that a yes?
petition until
Yes.
the February 18th meeting?
Or 18th meeting.
Okay.
Third Tuesday in February.
Okay.
Okay. So in the meantime, we just have to give another legal notice to the adjoining property owners.
Yeah, and that they can help you out. You technically filing another petition or adding to this petition asking for a variance of use. Okay?
For 12 months.
And part of the reason, too, I'm doing this is, the sales came in, that house burned down, okay? So what we have is remaining as a farm. Fine, that's okay. But it's really a business now. It's changed. The nature of the property's changed, and that's not the first house to burn down on a farm in this county. Okay, so we want to make sure you're absolutely clear, because if you're going to expand what they've been doing, that's fine, but you want to make sure you're straight here, because if down the road, if you go to get financing, if this isn't straight, they're going to send you back here anyway. Okay, does that make sense?
It does.
It's financing, refinancing, and mortgages, second mortgages, HELOCs, anything. Yeah.
Okay,
With
so
that being
I-
said, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we go ahead and postpone petition number 8, the variance for developmental standards for the cells and Dana and Thomas till the February 3rd Tuesday meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Although
We'll put you first on the agenda so you don't have to sit through the whole meeting.
Yeah. All those.
Somebody else back there.
Somebody's got an attorney.
Oh,
yeah.
All those in favor of tabling petition number 8 till the February meeting, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Great, we'll see you in February. Petition number 9 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Chet and Stephanie Hunsley and Brian Hunsley to construct an accessory structure, detached garage, with living quarters above to be utilized as an apartment while the main house is being built, and then maintaining it as a guest house upon completion of the home. The 2-acre parcel will be divided off if and when the variance is approved for the property located at 14266 South, 750 West, Wanata, Cass Township, zoned ag, on 10 acres.
All these businesses on Johnson, the one thing I have a problem with is the traffic.
Well, I know. Always. There's no turn.
No, this is adequate.
Thank you very much. If you would state your name and address for the properties, please. For the record, please.
The address for the property?
Yes.
Chet Hunsley, 14266 South, 750 West, Wanata, Indiana.
Stephanie Hunsley. The property is the 14266 South, 750 West. My address is 11172 South, 1025 West, Wanata.
Thank you. So, there are existing structures on this property.
Correct.
And there's an existing barn or two.
Yeah, so this is my dad's land. This is where I grew up. He's got 50 acres all there together. The current spot his house sits on is a 10-acre parcel, and there's a few acres to the south of it. With this variance, what we would like to do is parcel off 2 acres and build on that so that we can be on the farm.
And that's your U-shaped driveway, the proposed garage, and then the residence.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't know if it makes a huge difference. We have had a soil test done since then.
That'll be in your permitting phase.
Yeah, I just did it to see. And we would like to kind of push everything we did. It's still going to be south of the house. We'll just push it a little bit north of where all the stakes were. The ground's slightly higher, and we can put a cheaper septic in. So,
how far forward are we talking? Like, how far north?
100 feet.
100 feet?
Yeah.
More than that?
No, about 100 feet. We're still going to
Elevator goes up.
You're saying
it goes up a few feet.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this garage. So you're going to put a garage out there with living space because you're going to live in it while you build the residence?
Yes. So we are looking to build like our dream home on the farm, and we have saved up we got married 4 years ago, and we have saved up for this. So we're hoping to do it all cash and not have to get out a loan and do what we can ourselves. So we have an end goal in mind, and we can't afford all of that right now. But with building the garage portion and having the living quarters above it, that would allow us to sell our current home and make money off of that and be debt-free, so we could live in that apartment for a couple of years while we save up the rest of the funds we would need to finish the main house.
So how long do you think it will take you to build the garage with the residence?
Hopefully less than a year.
For the garage?
For the garage.
And then once that is built, what is your projected thoughts on how long it will take to build your residence?
I would say we'll probably just live in the apartment for 2 years. And then hopefully after that we would start on the house. We should have enough saved by then too.
So after 2 years, begin construction.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had a whole packed room full of people. Because as young as these people are talking about cash and building a garage and having a house in 3 years,
no doubt.
That's pretty impressive.
We are very blessed.
That's good. Very impressive.
Well, my only concern is that you're going to try to rent that out as an apartment after you've constructed the residence. And what is the long-term use? That you want to use it as a guest house?
I have family that lives out of state, and realistically, I also have 7 younger adopted siblings of varying degree of ability. I have no intention on renting it out for a profit ordeal to random people. It is very possible one of them one day, as they get older, they're all still in high school or younger, where they're at, they might be like in group home worthy.
Right.
If I could keep, if one of or 2 of them were able to stay and live in something like that, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but our intention is definitely not to rent it out and make money. It'd be a family situation.
Okay. Do we have any remonstrators this evening? For or against? Okay. Questions and comments of the board?
No.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. We grant the petition for variance of developmental standards for Chet and Stephanie Hunsley and Brian Hunsley to construct an accessory structure, detached garage, with living quarters above to be utilized as an apartment while the main house is being built, and then maintaining it as a guest house upon completion of the home. The 2-acre parcel will be divided off of when the variance is approved, the property is located at 14266 South 750 West, Wanata, Indiana, Cass Township, zoned A on 10 acres.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Do we want to include in the motion any restrictions on future rental? No? Okay.
Actually, I think that's a good idea that we amended to.
I do too.
The apartment is not to be used for rental income. And you're willing to put that amendment on your motion?
Sure.
All right, so I have an amended motion. Do I have a second?
I still second.
Okay, we have a couple of seconds. All those in favor, if there are no further questions or comments, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
Good luck.
Hearing none, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry you had to wait so long. It was worth it, though, right? It was entertaining. We learned a lot.
But nobody seems to come back.
I'm going to go back to petition number 6. Is anyone here for petition number 6, the variance of developmental standards for Joseph and Alina?
Postpone
Not your chat.
You're here to remonstrate.
Yes.
Correct. So, can I get a motion to table petition number 6 until the February meeting?
I believe the remonstrators, if they chose to do so, could request that the petition be dismissed for the petitioner's failure to appear. That may be available to you if you wish to do so.
Well, would you mind coming to the podium, someone, and giving me your name and address for the record? Petition number 6, just to be clear, is for the placement of a shipping container to store building materials and other household items, and later converted to an accessory structure upon completion of the home remodel, and for the construction of a second accessory structure to be used as a garage for the property located at 4 South Westfield Ave, LaPorte, Pleasant Township, zoned B1 on 0.5 acres. And your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Debbie Wiltfong, 14 South Westfield Ave, LaPorte.
And Debbie, what would you like us to do with this petition?
I'd like you to throw it out.
Based on?
Well, for one thing, she's got the railroad car already there, and now she's asking for permission. So,
not only that, it was placed there in violation. She didn't get come before the board to get the variance first. And secondly, it's not. It's still within the 75 feet of that drainage easement, and it's not supposed to be either.
Right.
So you want us to dismiss or to vote it down on the basis that they're not present?
Correct.
So is that a dismiss? Okay.
You can dismiss for failure to appear.
So now, can she file that again, or is this
In a year.
is it done?
FTA.
It takes a year. So will she be made to move that railroad car off of her property?
Undoubtedly.
That'll be up to the building commission or the drainage board.
Okay.
Just so happens we represent the drainage board too. So, yeah, I don't know which is going to take the move first, but I think they're slotted. She's supposed to go back to the drainage board next week or the week after. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay. And is there any way that we can find out what the verdict was, or?
I believe they're going to make a motion to dismiss.
We are.
And she can't file again for the same variance for 12 months. But if she were to change it in some way, she could. But you'd be notified again.
Anne Marie, would you have information then when the drainage board meets again? And there's some.
No, I thought.
Yes.
I thought.
You know when the drainage board meets?
Not off the top of my head. You can call the county commissioner's office. They'll tell you when it is. Or call my office, and my receptionist will find out for you.
And what is your name? I'm sorry.
Doug BG.
BG. And so then that meeting is for who's going to get rid of it?
Let's take our vote first. And I can answer whatever questions you got. Okay?
I'll entertain a motion to dismiss.
I would like to make a motion to dismiss the petition number 6, the petition for variance of developmental standards for Joseph and Alina Erzide for placement of a shipping container.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, petition number 6 has been dismissed. And if you guys would mind, if there's further discussion, if you wouldn't mind, we have some additional business to take care of.
Okay.
And then maybe we can get all of your questions answered between the building commissioner.
Really, if we know when the drainage.
Yeah, just call it Diane at the county commissioner's office. Okay. She'll let you know.
All right.
Real simple. Okay. Thanks. Yep.
Okay, so we need to elect officers and reappoint our attorney for 2020.
Which one did we table?
None.
We did. No, we tabled one. Yeah, the Red Barn.
Red Barn.
Number 8.
Sorry.
Yeah, number 8.
There it is. Okay, that's what I want to make sure I hold that one. Thank you.
Okay, so all those in favor of keeping Attorney BG as our attorney for 2020, is that how? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Anne Marie is like, no way, this guy is too tough to take.
At this time, I'll go ahead and make a motion. So we've got to slate our board of officers again for the 2020 year, is to re-elect Melissa as president for the BZA for the term of 2020.
Second.
Third.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? She got it.
Thank you. So I will accept nominations for vice president.
I'd like to make a motion that Dwayne Hogan be made vice president.
And third. All those in favor for Dwayne for vice president say aye. Aye. Yep. Opposed? Congratulations.
Again, thank you.
Is there any new business that gets part of our board?
Thank you again for a great medicine.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Good job.
All those in favor? Aye. Boy, this